afternoon, guys. It's so lovely to see you here today. Welcome to another Hot Jobs with Higher Military. If you're in the chat with us today, let us know that you're here. We love to see you as we are talking and going about our 30 minutes with you guys. It would be great to know where you're calling or watching in from, the sort of role that you are looking for post-active duty, or if you are already separated or retired, the sorts of roles you are looking for, the career field. And I would love it if you could join me in wishing and celebrating Brandy Walker, who is here with us this morning, a very, very happy 50th birthday. It is amazing to be able to go live with you, Brandy, on your birthday. How are you doing? Are you having a great day?
I am, and funny enough, when Amber and I did the schedule, we actually scheduled me on Hot Jobs on purpose.
So this is a birthday treat for you. You wanted to be here live on your 50th birthday.
I know, but I made sure Amber came with me. So if we're gonna do this, we're doing it together. So no, it's been a great day.
I appreciate that.
Lovely.
So I'm glad that you're having a great day, and I'm glad that we're able to celebrate it with you. It's a big one. For those of you even who haven't joined us before, welcome. It's great to see you. If you're unfamiliar with our script and what we do in these lives, we spend 30 minutes really working with you, talking you through our most recent direct hire opportunities, so jobs that we are advertising at the moment, as well as SkillBridge internship opportunities. So we are here for the whole of the military community, whether you are a military spouse, a transitioning service member, or a veteran. We want to be able to support you. We spend the rest of the time after we've shared our requisitions, our vacancies and our internships, just opening up for a mini version of Mike and my office hours that we do every other Thursday. So if you have any questions that you wanted to ask us at all, and it can be anything to do with the job search, anything to do with SkillBridge, anything that you would like to know about that you're not getting the answers from anywhere else, or if it's even something we've touched on today that you think, oh, I'd like to know more about that, please do ask away. As we are going through this live, we take a look at the comments and we manage those that we can come back to at the end and really try and get to every single question. We'd love you to check out today's hot links. Those are the ones in the event, so the placeholder here. And we have a few that I'd really like to draw your attention to. If you are new or newish to LinkedIn, or you've been using it for a while and you're not really sure how to manipulate this platform in order to be able to get the best from it in terms of networking, job search, and connections, Mike Quinn, our CEO, every month works with the USO transitions team and delivers a Mastering LinkedIn webinar. It's 2 hours long, so you need to have some time, a cup of coffee, and the patience to go through. However, I promise you, it is 2 very worthwhile hours. You will learn everything from setting up your profile in an optimum way through to how to network in your chosen field, location, or with people who may be able to support your transition journey or even your job search journey. So the next ones of those, if you go onto the USO website, the link is in the event here, 20th of September. And then he has an Ask Mike edition on the 25th, which is very similar to our office hours, where you can pose questions to him, have a conversation, get him to go through your profile in real time and have that constructive criticism. In addition, we have got, if you don't have time for that or don't have the inclination, we have a great piece that we have written that is hosted on our website, which is highermilitary.us. It's up here. And that is the beginner's guide to an effective LinkedIn profile. So definitely do take a look at that. In addition, something that I love to tell people about every single week is the piece that we wrote with regard to how to target your resume. So essentially, if you are in the job search right now and you are submitting your resume into applications, before you draft or submit your next one, please do take a look at this link even. And the reason I ask that of you is because it may well reposition your understanding of what a resume actually is. And the short story around that is when we talk to transitioning service members, when we talk to vets who've been out for a while, when we talk to mil spouses, often they are concerned with getting all of their experience and career into the 2-page resume. And that's really not what we should be doing. What a resume really is a document that positions you well for that one specific job that you are going for and really highlights your career as it relates to the new role that you are applying to. I know that's a lot of words and it sounds slightly like, oh my gosh, I haven't got a clue what you're talking about. But I promise you, if you take a look at that link, it will explain all, and it gives you examples of what to do as well. So it doesn't just tell you what to do, it shows you how to do it. I'm Lucy. I am the Senior Director here at Hire Military. I've been with the company now for 2.5 years or so. And my husband is active duty Air Force, so we are stationed at Eielson Air Force Base, just outside of Fairbanks, Alaska, if you are familiar. I am now going to hand you over to Amber Flores, who will introduce herself.
Thank you, Lucy. So much helpful information already. Also, so many new people in the comments and so many birthday wishes for you, Brandy. Happy birthday. My name's Amber. I am a military spouse, Air Force veteran. I live in San Antonio. I will be sharing some direct hire opportunities as we go through this afternoon. Happy to connect with anybody and everybody. If you've got questions this afternoon, be sure to drop them in the chat so that we can get to those. Otherwise, check out our website, hiremilitary.us, because there's a lot there that we won't be talking about this afternoon that you might find value in. So I will pass it right over to Before Agby.
Thanks, Amber. And again, happy birthday, Brandy Walker. So fun. I am Before Agby. My teammates call me Buff, so don't get it confused. But I am a 21-year veteran, Army veteran. I live right outside of JBLM, Washington in Tacoma. I've been with Hire Military just over a year. I am a product of the Skill Bridge program. Brandy Walker found me while I was transitioning at an event and brought me onto the team, and I'm so thankful. So even though I've been doing this for a year, I've been doing this a year and a half in the Skill Bridge program. So I'm grateful, and I'll be sharing some Skill Bridge roles right after this. I believe 3 of them, and I think we got one in here for Prince. So glad you're on. I'll be passing over to Brandy to introduce herself.
Thank you so much, Buff, and thank you for the birthday wishes. We woke up to the most lovely weather today, which is the standard Pacific Northwest that everybody complains about, that I super appreciate. It is rainy and it's cloudy, and it's a fantastic birthday present from the weather gods. So like I said, I'm Pacific Northwest. I actually born, raised, lived military my entire life. So I'm a product of military family and joined the military myself, and veteran, married another Army veteran. He's actually retired now. So I'm just happy to be here, celebrate with family and friends and everybody online. And let's get into some roles.
Let's get into some roles indeed. So as we go along and we share our positions with you today, I'd like you to remember a couple of things. First and foremost, the ones that we share here on the live are just purely a highlight reel. If you don't hear of anything that is of interest to you, definitely do take a look at our careers pages. They are on this link above, www.hiremilitary.us. You can filter your search either by SkillBridge or by permanent jobs, by jobs. So there's a jobs button and a SkillBridge button. Also, my mind is 5 steps ahead of what I'm trying to say. What I also wanted to share with you is if you take a look at the top, there is a resources section there. And if you click on that, you can see all of the articles that we have written for our population that really can help your job search journey, your transition out of active duty, or if you're a military spouse, there are articles there for you as well. I did see that Shane just asked, after I mentioned Mike's USO Mastering LinkedIn webinar, he asked specifically, are any of those recorded? Unfortunately not, Shane. They don't record those because they are one-offs. So if that is something that you are keen on attending again, do. I mean, I've been to probably, 7 or 8 of them. I tend to go as much as I possibly can. So definitely do take the time to do that. As we get going today, we will be sharing roles. And if you are interested, we love it when you throw your hat in the ring and tell us so whilst we are live. The only issue with that is if you put interested rather than telling us exactly which role we're talking about, it's tricky for us because LinkedIn does not like us dropping URLs during the live. They delete them as soon as we hit hit send on them. So what I would love you to do is, if you hear sort of like project manager Sarasota, write PM Sarasota, so that when we come back after the event, we can give you the URL. But if you are a proactive job or SkillBridge internship seeker, definitely do, while we are talking, go to our website and in real time have a look at those opportunities. We do just share the top line in terms of the experience needed or what the internship is like. So you can take a look at those roles on our website and you can read more and decide whether that is for you. Equally, we do love it when you share what you are looking for here. If we can't help right now, we mine that information, we take it back to our business development team and we share it with them in order to try and create relationships and partnerships with other organizations in corporate America. So please don't feel like your information is redundant. We love to have it. So as we get going, like I said, we will be talking about SkillBridge internships first, and then we will be going on to the permanent roles. The permanent roles are for all of our military community, so for spouses, veterans, and transitioning service members. However, the SkillBridge internship is only open to those transitioning from active duty. Buff is going to tell us more, but Buff, why don't you share with us who is exactly eligible for a SkillBridge internship?
Thanks, Lucy. Exactly what you were saying. The SkillBridge, DoD SkillBridge program is unfortunately for only active duty service members only. So not veterans, not spouses. DoD SkillBridge, active duty service members only. It's calculated in the time frame 180 days from your ETS or EAS. So if you have a retirement date, 6th July or 31 July, you go back in January is going to be your window to do that. And typically in that window, you're going to be doing an internship 3 to 4 months is what we see, or more relative in the time frame when you calculate household goods, relocation, terminal leave, stuff like that. So again, active duty service members, last 180 days of service calculated from your ETS. That's the SkillBridge program. We'd like to roll into the first role I'd like to share is with our host company. It's called Synchreon, the operations supervisor day shift role. It's got 2 locations. One's in Illinois, Prospect Heights. This is for you, Prince. This might be in your wheelhouse. Prospect Heights is just north of Chicago, and then another location is in Coppell, Texas, a little bit north of Dallas, Fort Worth area. Synchreon is a leading provider in end-to-end supply chain logistics. They enable the flow of trade across the entire globe. This role will involve planning, coordinating, and evaluating the performance of team members, as well as liaisoning between the materials department to ensure receipt of materials are on time. Also, you'll be in this role because it is supervisory. You will be evaluating team members on a quarterly or monthly basis as well. They are looking for someone with experience supervising an automotive, manufacturing, supply logistics experience, as well as lean methodologies. So if you have a green belt, yellow belt, this would help you in that arena to get this job. Again, if you're interested in this role, operations supervisor, Synchreon, Illinois or Texas. Those are 2 locations. And second role I would like to share with you guys is an operations manager. This is relatively new. We posted it last week. It is with a company called GeForce. Very cool integrated company. This one is a hybrid role in Southern California, more specifically LA County. This is a role, it's a hybrid remote, primarily working 2 to 4 partial days with local travel because you'll be doing some on-site surveying with some of the subcontractors involved. This role is responsible for establishing and maintaining operations in the SoCal location. The qualifications for this role, they're looking for somebody with 3 or more years in project management, operations management experience, and sometimes it would help. It would make you stand out more if you had a little bit of construction or blueprint reading background in this role, because again, you'll be working with some contractors and they'll be rolling out metrics and data, and it would be a preferred qualification to know a little bit about horizontal construction in this role. If offered a role in this position, it's $104K plus performance benefits in this role in Southern California. Again, if you're interested in this role, again, this is a snapshot and highlight reel of what we have available. But operations manager, GeForce, California, throw it in the comments and we'll reach back out to you. And finally, the last role we'll be talking about is with our great business partner, Texas Instruments. If you possess a basic electrical or mechanical aptitude and have 3 or plus years in mechanical experience, we have a facilities technician and equipment technician in Dallas-Fort Worth area, Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. And as well, they have cohorts starting in Lehigh, Utah as well. Facilities technician, the background they're kind of pulling out that has a little bit of concentration in is a little bit of HVAC and chemical background. But again, if you have a mechanical, electrical background, you'd be interested, reach out to Brandy Walker. Happy birthday, Brandy, again. But and the cohort we're starting for facilities technician is the 23rd of October for this year. And then the equipment technician is a monthly cohort. So there's available slots each and every month for the duration of this year and next year as well. So again, Texas Instruments, equipment tech, or facilities techs in the comments. That's all I have, Lucy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Buff. I really appreciate that. Who do we have next? Brandy Walker, you're up. It's your birthday. Share with us your vacancies that you have today.
So, yeah, I have some great vacancies. We've been talking about them a lot recently. So you'll see it's the U.S. Army TAP roles. That is the main one we're kind of, still sourcing for. We're still looking for those people that are passionate about helping our military community. And it's wanting to join that U.S. Army TAP program. We have a couple different roles available in different locations. You've got the education counselor. It is a part-time role at Fort Moore. Transition counselor in Schofield Barracks. Financial counselor in Fort Bliss. So if you see Amber Pitkin there and you're interested, you have any questions about it, definitely hit her up. She's at Fort Bliss on Mondays, if I remember correctly. So, and then we also have the career skills program administrator for Fort Stewart, Georgia and Fort Shafter, Hawaii. Like I said, these are U.S. Army TAP roles that we're placing. You're joining the higher military team. You're part of us. So we look forward to seeing your applications because we know there's a lot of people who are passionate about giving back to this community. And if you are interested, comment TAP in the comments, and then we'll be sure to get in touch with you. We also do get additional roles coming out. So if this one isn't a fit for you, just to let us know your interest and we can look at you for other ones that come through. So that's U.S. Army TAP. If that's what you're interested, type TAP in the comments. The next one I have is a production supervisor in Salina, Kansas. So this position directs production, packaging, and bakery on production lines to ensure company and USDA requirements are met. You're going to supervise, train, develop subordinates to meet production needs, skills development, and ensure safety procedures. What you'll need for this role: 4 to 5 years of related work experience, preferably in the food industry, manufacturing, or an equivalent combination of that education and experience. You're also going to need 3 years of supervision in a manufacturing setting is a huge plus. Definitely. I mean, we have a lot of supervision. And I think like those supplies and logistics kind of not really manufacturing, but they can those pieces kind of go over a little bit better. Immediate knowledge of robotics used in production. Electrical would be great to have. Leadership is a deal breaker. Must be in some type of production or manufacturing environment. Come to find out. So looking to fill multiple positions, do expansion. Relocation can be provided. And SkillBridge is also available for this role. So if you're interested in Salina, Kansas, as a production supervisor, SkillBridge, direct hire, leave a comment. And then we will bridge back out to you. That's all I have for you. I'm going to pass it to Amber, who's going to continue our Salina, Kansas theme.
Yes. I have an electrical supervisor in Salina, Kansas. And this position is working directly with our client, a national multi-billion-dollar company that manufactures and markets quality food throughout the home delivery, retail, grocery, food service channels. This electrical supervisor in Salina, Kansas, you're going to need 3 years of manufacturing experience. Okay, 5 years of electrical supervision experience and an understanding of PLC, low voltage, electronic, and mechanical systems. Again, that's a electrical supervisor in Salina, Kansas. If that interests you, or you know somebody that might be interested, drop it in the chat. Feel free to share this link with them so that our positions can get to the right hands. The next position that I have is a remote role. I did see somebody looking for remote. This is in the state of New York. It's an early intervention subject matter expert. And this remote position is temporary. It's with a public sector management consulting firm. While it is temporary, there's potential for it to be extended throughout the fall season. In this position, you can expect to be supporting the New York Early Intervention Program, where you're going to be acting as a key player within the human services area by aiding in curriculum development, design, delivery, and the training initiatives that are surrounding that. Qualifications for this position include 5 years of experience in early intervention, setting overall, and a bachelor's degree is a requirement. So again, that's an early intervention SME. It's remote, and you must be in the state of New York. So that's going to conclude the direct hire positions that we have to share today. However, again, like we've mentioned, there's lots of other opportunities on our website. Feel free to take a look at those. And if you have any questions, you can connect with any of our team. So Lucy, I'm going to pass it back your way.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Amber. We haven't had many questions today. I know Shane's asked a couple of questions that I feel like we've answered in real time. So if you have anything while I'm talking just now, please do throw your question, or if you're looking for advice or encouragement or support or an explanation of anything at all, throw that in the comments right now so that we can pick that up as we are talking. For those of you that are unaware, we have the ability and the facility to host a SkillBridge internship of your own making with a company that you may have connected with yourself that isn't a formal DoD SkillBridge internship provider at present. So if that is something that you have been talking with an organization about and you wanted to know how you could get that going, definitely connect with us. You can connect with me or Before or Brandy Walker or any one of our SkillBridge recruiters about how we can make that work for you. In addition, we do have a new program that we are rolling out right now. So this is for the companies that we know follow us and watch these lives on a weekly basis. We have the Alliance program that essentially allows you to market, advertise, and socialize your vacancies through us, but we won't do the recruitment for you. So if that is something that you're looking to achieve, get your vacancies out to a wider population, especially in the DEI perspective of the military community, definitely connect with us. We haven't had many questions today, so why don't we have a bit of a conversation? Amber, I'm going to pick up with you first of all. So I mentioned at the beginning that if somebody or if anybody here read our how to target their resume, they may be surprised. It may reposition what a resume actually is for them. So putting you on the spot, would you be able to just give us the top line of that and share your experience that you see with those coming to you with their first resume and sort of the activities you do to create a document that really elevates their application when you're submitting it to one of your clients?
Yeah, absolutely. I think as you look at tailoring a resume, first things that are always really important are looking at the title, the job title that you're applying for, right? Does it align with some of the skill sets that you've already got in your toolbox, right? Can you position yourself there already? Can you take some of those skills that you've learned in previous roles and apply it directly to the qualifications that the job description is looking for? So it's definitely easier said than done, right? It takes some time in terms of crafting that well-tailored resume that's under 2 pages, but those are really the key points, right? Being able to tailor that, look at the qualifications. Do they need 3 years of experience? Say you have 3 years of experience, if you do, right? Kind of meeting them where they are and speaking the same language of the job poster. And then taking out any fluff that might be irrelevant to the job posting, right? As you submit that application, if they're looking for a recruiter and you're talking about your mechanical skills, maybe it doesn't translate super well. It might not be super necessary. However, same thing though, right? Like if you're going to be recruiting for mechanical positions, sure, that might be relevant then. But really, it's going to be a little bit different and unique for every job description. It definitely is. And so being able to take some time to tailor that resume, to narrow it down to 1 or 2 pages and submit a resume that looks like what they're looking for, that highlights the qualifications, that highlights the skill set of what they're seeking in their candidate.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And, let's just focus on that last thing that you said, what they're looking for. Through conversations that I've had with people this week, it's been really interesting to identify what companies are looking for, because different companies are looking for different things based on who they are, what they're looking to achieve, and what their workforce strategy is for next year. And so actually that feeds into a question that Pedro asked. And he positioned the fact that he has over 6 years logistics coordination experience, but he's really struggling right now. Companies want to pay an entry-level amount because he doesn't have a degree at the moment, and just wanted to know if we had any advice. And I think the thing is, Pedro, you need to think about the job search slightly differently. And this is what I would really compel you and encourage you to attend Mike's Mastering LinkedIn workshop. Because if you keep continuing to make applications to organizations blind, and they don't know you, they haven't met you, they've never spoken to you, they don't know what you are able to achieve, all they are looking for is a checklist against their qualification criteria, you're going to keep on having the same result. And it's, we do not support that result. However, that's just the way that it is right now. But this is time for you to start networking your way into a position. And the way that we would encourage you to do that is to start connecting with people on LinkedIn who are in organizations or who are in roles that you are looking to go into, building your network, starting to ask them for informational interviews, having conversations with them and saying, if you were recruiting tomorrow and I made an application, what would make my application stand out without a degree? How can I elevate myself? Or, once you start building your network, people are going to get to know you, get to know your capability, and you are going to be a real person, not just a resume. And that really is going to help you work into your next position, because right now what you're doing isn't necessarily working for you. And with the landscape as it is, with the job vacancies and there being a shortage in terms of what you're looking to do, I would really encourage you and support you in terms of trying that route. I'm going to tell you now, it's not a quick one. It really isn't. But it will guide you, hopefully, into an area where you can position yourself and the hiring manager, or at least you can get a referral to the hiring manager from somebody who actually has taken the time to get to know you a little. And in order, and again, like everything, it's all well and good us telling you this is what you should do. And it's like, oh, great, but how do I do that? And that's why I encourage you on the 20th of September, through the link in our event here, do sign up for that webinar, because Mike goes through it step by step in order to get you to go there. We've had one further question. I think this is Samantha. I'm going to throw this one over to you, Brandy Walker. Samantha's asked, does my LinkedIn profile job titles have to align with the job title on my resume? I'm pivoting into a different field. I know I've put you on the spot here, but we can all share the response. But I'm going to ask you to go first.
First, if I'm looking at your resume and your job titles and they don't match, I'm going to kind of wonder what's going on, is my first initial reaction, quite honestly. I understand the pivoting into a different field. And I think that goes with kind of putting those bullet points in there that kind of match where you're at, and then match what you're looking for within that job. But if your titles are different, I'm skeptical, honestly, as a recruiter.
And I have to agree. I mean, like sometimes, as an example, some companies use wildly out their job titles for a job that is ordinarily called business development manager or account manager. But I think that you could use your company's job title and then in parentheses afterwards, put account managers, so that if you were to position them differently on LinkedIn versus your resume, you have actually got that synergy across both. So it's not like you've just picked or plucked two job titles out of thin air. But I guess my question back to you, Samantha, and we don't have the opportunity to have a back and forth. This is where our open hours on a Thursday that Mike and I do are really useful, because we can have a real-time conversation. Is what's the motivation behind asking that question? And then from there, we would be able to springboard into the next step. But as a starter for 10, we would always try and encourage you to keep them more or less the same, or at least identify on your LinkedIn profile perhaps why you have repositioned them. I'd do that on your LinkedIn profile rather than on your resume. Amber or Buff, have you got anything to add to that?
Yep, I just think there's two sections in the LinkedIn profile. You have your headline title, right? And then you have your qualifications. And if they don't support each other, kind of like what you guys just said, they don't match. And then also it leads to more questions and maybe being possibly passed over, right? So I think that you guys hit that nail on the head, Brandy, Lucy.
So
and then,
one thing,
I was butt in real quick though, Lucy. One thing that Matt Hart, one of our other recruiters, mentioned is recruiter light searching. We're going specifically looking for specific terms, and if it's not matching and it's not connecting, you say it's one thing, we're looking for something else, even though, in theory it's the same idea. We're not going to pick you up if that title that we're looking for, or that job isn't something, common. So
let's unravel that a second, because people may not know what recruiter light searching is.
Sorry.
We recruiters have a much more significant paid option in order to be able to use LinkedIn like a huge database of people searching for work. So as an example, we have access to everybody on LinkedIn. So we go into the back end of LinkedIn that you possibly never will see. And if we are looking for a client relationship manager, we will type client relationship manager. We may not know that your company calls it something, again, wildly different. So with that in mind, if you want to be picked up and you want to be searchable by recruiters who are looking for people of your caliber, consider using the more generic term of your job title rather than what your company calls it, to be searchable by recruiters online. So I hope that helps, and I hope that gives you an example of why we've said that. But happy birthday again, Brandy. We hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And thank you all to everybody who's joined us. We've gone 2 minutes past the 2:30 clock, and that's always because it's such a wonderful time with you guys. We really do appreciate you. Hi to John Lamb, who joined us at the end. It's really great to see you, John. And for all of you out there, we really hope that we see you again next Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern time, for another Hot Jobs at Higher Military. Take care. Bye-bye.